Hi everyone, this is Mindy Eggen, and in today's video I'm going to be slightly mass producing some birthday cards and also doing some foiling with pre-printed toner designs. The products that I'm going to be using today are from Tailored Expressions. This one is the Foil It Birthday Quad. So this is the quad stencils. You get 4 designs out of one large stencil. Now I did also go ahead and buy the coordinating die and the birthday quad foil panels. Now the panels are pre-printed designs in toner so that they can be used with foiling. I went ahead and picked out one sheet of each design so that I can have those ready to foil. I'm also using the Foil It Happy Birthday for some sentiments. The foil I'm using is Gold Shimmer, and this is the Fun Foil from Tailored Expressions. And then off on the side there, you're going to see that my foiling system is warming up. I will be using the Gina K Designs Fuse foiling system. You can also use a mini mink or a laminator. I know, unfortunately, that this is sold out currently at the time of the video, but either one of those systems that I just listed would work for this. I know when Gina first came out with the system, people had asked about using other foils and sheets in her Fuse foiling system, and I'm hoping this video will show you that you can. So the Tailored Expressions foil comes on a roll, so I just roll that out to fit my panel and then trim it with a large pair of scissors. I did go ahead off screen and trim out a bunch of them for my 4 designed panels that are going to go with that quad stencil. And then for the sentiments, I don't have the stamp set, but I do have the foiled panels, and I wanted to have my sentiments in black. So I chose some black Deco foil from ThermoWeb. Now I'm just going to go over that foiled panel or my toner panel and also the back of the foil with a Swiffer cloth to help remove any dust or particles that might be there that I can't see, because otherwise that would get in the way of the foiling. Then I placed my black sheet over my sentiment panel, and here I have the clear plastic sheet that came with the Fuse foiling system, and I also have this shim inside of it. This is the shim that comes from Tailored Expressions. I thought I would give this a try and see how this works. And then I will admit that I do struggle with black toner, so I thought I would flip my design or flip that shim to run it through my Fuse foiling system to see if maybe that helps give me better results. Now these panels can get pretty hot, so I do let it sit for a minute or so just to let it cool off. And then I can pull back my Deco foil. I placed my hand in the back there so you can see I have no leftover toner there. Everything was foiled onto the design. So I'm going to go ahead and foil the rest of my panels. I have 4 panels here that will go with that quad stencil. Once again, I just went over it with a Swiffer cloth, placed my foil over the top so it is the design is facing up and my pretty side of the foil is facing up. Then I flipped that carrier sheet and ran that through the machine. So once I peel the foil back, you can see I have a beautifully foiled design. Now, does flipping that actually help? I don't know. It was just something I was experimenting with. I did get really good results. I'm sure running it through the regular way would also give you great results. I was just kind of doing some experimenting. It doesn't hurt to try different things once in a while. Now all my panels are foiled, I'm going to work with the quad stencil. Now normally with the quad stencil, you could just place this over your cardstock. It would take a full sheet of cardstock and just use the grid lines or the registration blocks on the side to line it up. For these, since it's individual panels for the design, I'm lining each panel up with the stencil and then holding that in place from the back using some Post-it tape, which is just a really low tack tape. Now, this may seem kind of tedious, but I think the results are amazing with the foiled design back there. At the end of the video, I am going to show you a panel that I had ink blended earlier without using these foiled designs. The quad stencils from Tailored Expressions, I've done a couple videos using them, and I know they can be a little bit more expensive than a regular stencil, but I think they are super valuable, especially with something like birthdays, because birthdays can be year-round versus Christmas time or Valentine's. I still think they are a great value because you can get 4 panels off of the one stencil. Now this particular stencil has 3 different layers to it, but of course you can always change up ink colors even on just one panel to get different looks. Here, once I had everything kind of tacked down in place, you can see I got a lot of Post-it tape going on. I did take some more Post-it tape and just kind of taped it right in the center there to make sure nothing is going to shift or move around. Then I can bring in my ink and start some ink blending. So I needed to have some girl birthday cards. There's actually a birthday party I'm going to be missing, so I wanted to make a birthday card, and I thought, why not go ahead and just make a bunch to have on hand and ready to go. So I'm starting out with a bubblegum ink, and I'm going to ink blend that over each of the 4 sections. Whenever I'm ink blending, I go from left to right and also right to left to make sure I'm getting full coverage between that stenciled area or over that open area of the stencil. Now, in some cases, you may see that I did not line it up completely perfect, but I think it still looks great. And quite honestly, I don't think anybody is going to pick apart my card that much to notice. Now, one tip I really do want to stress is that to take a paper towel and go over any foil that might be exposed and wipe that down with a paper towel. The reason I say that is because if you remove your panels and then wipe it off, you could potentially smear your ink. Ask me how I know, because this is a super smooth cardstock, so you definitely want to wipe away any of that excess ink that the foil has resisted. So now I'm bringing in the second layer of the stencil. Once again, I'm just going to use that Post-it tape to hold everything in place, and then I can start ink blending. Now my second color I'm going to use is Kiwi ink. This is a nice bright green that I thought would look really well with these birthday cards. Again, just using a blending brush and going over all the open areas of the stencil. I am holding my ink pad over there on the right-hand side with an ink stand, and that's just keeping my ink pad from slipping across my glass surface. So once again, I'm bringing in that paper towel, just buffing over all of those areas where there may be foil exposed so I can wipe away the excess ink, and then start taking my panels off because that low tack tape is not going to rip my paper, and I can reuse that tape over and over. Now, you don't necessarily have to have these foiled panels to be able to create this design. I just think it really kind of steps up everything. The next color I'm going to come in with is a blueberry ink. So this is a really nice dark blue, and I really love this color combination. I think that dark blue with the light pink looks really neat together. I actually kind of wish I would have used an even lighter pink than the bubblegum, but I don't know, bubblegum just, it sounded fun and it looked really pretty for the girl's birthday that I have in mind. So here again, buffing off any of that excess ink. It's especially important when you have that dark blue. And then these are my finished card panels. So you could potentially have 4 backgrounds ready to go. I'm taking the coordinating die for the sentiments. I'm going to just place them over there. And I also have the coordinating die for the present. I'm not going to die cut out the hat. There is a coordinating die for that. I held everything down with a low tack tape, ran that through my die cut machine to die cut them all out. I did also die cut out another one of the presents to have as kind of a backer piece for stability, and I did that for the sentiments as well. Off screen, I took the Petite Scallop rectangle, and this is the largest size out of that set, and I die cut it from Bubblegum Cardstock because I thought that would tie in really well with the pink on the front of the cards, which is also bubblegum. And then I trimmed the panels down. So these panels are going to fit just inside of that scalloped edge. And I layered the back of those panels with another sheet of cardstock, again, for some stability. Since everything is coming together really quick, I'm going to step it up once again just a little bit by adding some foam tape behind each of the panels. And this is going to just kind of pop off of the front of the card a little bit. I'm also going to add that foam tape to the back of my present. Now, with the presents themselves, I could really have created that on its own separate card front, maybe by stamping a background, but I thought the presents would look really pretty with the streamers. The streamers background is probably my favorite just because I don't know. There's something about streamers. I love streamers. They're so festive, and you can make them in any colors. It doesn't have to be this color combination. You could have done each of the streamers in a different color. For each of the sentiments, I die cut out actually 2 more pieces of cardstock. I did some more off screen because these are kind of smaller areas to try and fit foam squares or foam tape behind. So by layering it with cardstock is going to help give me that dimension. And I did decide that I wanted 2 more layers behind each of those to really give it that lift off the front of the card. I'm just using some liquid glue and once again my tweezers, of course, to add these to the front of the card. And here I just left that hat panel the way it was. I thought that was really cute with the stars. This is where I combined the two, so I have the present and the streamers. I think that might be my favorite card out of the whole batch. And then just placed my sentiments over the top, kind of set something heavy on it for a minute or so to really let that secure to the front of the card. So of course I will be adding these to A2 size side folding card bases. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 is going to be the finished. This with the scalloped edge does kind of leave a little bit of a white border around it once I add it to the front of the card. And then as promised, I'm going to bring in my sheet that I had kind of been practicing on. And this is the panel where it doesn't need any foiling. You can just ink blend it the way it is and have these backgrounds ready to go. So there we have it, a really quick and easy way to mass produce some birthday cards. Of course, you could do more than this, and I can't wait to try different color variations with this. I will have all of my supplies listed down below in the video description and over on my blog as well. I hope you enjoyed today's card inspiration, and I will see you again real soon. Bye.